This is exercise concept part 2. We left off with the heart and the basic circulation, and you can look at the heart and the right side and the left side, and we've already talked about what part of the heart does what. So the cardiovascular system, we talk about the lungs. It takes the air that we breathe, transfer it to blood to be sent to all over the body. So the veins bring in unoxidated blood into the heart. It's pumped then into the lungs where it picks up air. It goes back into the heart, and then fresh air is circulated through the body from the heart. So the heart valves are kind of like doors that open and close. The heart sounds can be heard through a stethoscope of the valves opening and closing. Your heart rate is the number of times the heart beats per minute. So you can take a stopwatch, feel your pulse either through the carotid artery or the radial artery, and take how many beats per that 1 minute. Heart rates increase with exercise, and heart rates of individuals who are fit, the resting heart rate typically is lower. Perceive exercise intensity is simple. If you feel like you're working out hard, more than likely you are working out hard. There's scales from 1 to 10 or 1 to 5 on children, 1 being easy and 10 being very, very, very hard. Aerobic versus anaerobic exercise. This is a little confusing. So aerobic is with oxygen. Now that doesn't mean that any of the other exercises that we do not involve oxygen. But what it is moderate intensity, like walking, jogging, swimming, where you can extend this type of activity over a period of time. Anaerobic is without oxygen. It's very high intensity. That's when you get into oxygen debt, when your breathing cannot keep up with the exertion that your body is going through. Samples would be sprinting, playing basketball, playing soccer. Those are more of anaerobic workouts. Continuous versus intermittent exercise. Continuous is a prolonged activity. Moderate, it's aerobic. It's good for cardiovascular development. Intermittent exercise are shorter bouts of it. It still can be moderate. It still can be aerobic. It's better tolerated by children. You tell children to run from one end of the gym to the other, they're going to go as fast as they can. Where if you tell an adult to go from one end of the gym and run to the other, they may be a casual run. Moderate to vigorous physical activity. Recommended that children obtain around 60 minutes, 30 to 60 minutes per each day. Moderate intensity is where the heart rates are increased. The exercise is aerobic and easily tolerated. Moderate, vigorous physical activity is very vigorous. Heart rate increases more with moderate exercise. Breathing becomes faster, and to the fact where it's hard to catch up with the breathing, where eventually you will have to stop. Generally cannot be sustained for a long period of time. It's an excellent stimulus for the heart and lungs, and thereby increasing fitness levels. So high intensity workouts are very important, and more moderate intensity workouts are very important. The musculoskeletal system, this is where we have muscular strength, muscular endurance, and flexibility. So we're looking at the skeleton, bones, and then we're looking at the muscles here. Muscular strength is defined as the ability to create a large amount of force at once. So you're having a flat back bench press, all you can press at one time. That would be your maximum muscular strength for the bench press. Example would be a tug of war, a pull up. Muscular endurance, a little different. It's defined by repeating the exercise, like repeating the bench press with lighter weight. An example would be abdominal curls. Flexibility is the ability of the limb or body part to move through complete range of motion. This part of the musculoskeletal system is a workout is kind of skipped over because people don't think that flexibility is that important, but it is. It can increase more speed. It can also increase more muscular endurance and muscular strength. An example of this exercise would be stretching. We have some body composition, body types. These are just very general. One is the ectomorphin, which you can see is to your left, is the long, lean type. That's your thin, slight built. Then in the middle, we have the mesomorphin, which is more muscular. And then we have to the far right, the endomorphin, which is a rounded body type, maybe looking more plump. So you can look at your parents and see what shape they are. More than likely, that's what you're going to be. The body's composition is defined in relationship of body fat to lean body weight. Your lean body weight is the weight of non-fat components of the body. It's made up of the muscle mass, and the bone. Improving body composition, definitely the number one is through nutrition. Exercise helps it, but nutrition seems to be the key. Reducing fat, reducing refined sugars in the diet, and increasing exercise. This is just an example of what the government has up on the government My Pyramid. You can look at it. It gives you servings of grains, vegetables, fruit, milks, and meat and beans. You may want to go to myplate.com and check it out. Implementing fitness education, the principles, overload. In order to keep improving fitness, you must overload. That means that you must put more and more work on the body. Specificity is you specialize in what you want to do. A cyclist will be able to perform that activity better than a runner. A runner would be able to perform running better than a cyclist. So whatever you specialize in, that's going to be what you do the best. Progression is a gradual increase of the workload. You don't all of a sudden, if you're going to be a personal trainer, take a person that's never exercised and work them out very, very, very hard, because they will never come back, because they're going to be so sore and miserable the next day or 2 days after that they're going to say goodbye to you and you can't be their personal trainer. The FIT principle is what we always use, either in muscular strength or aerobically. Frequency is how often, intensity is how hard, time is how long, and mode or type is what type of exercise. Warm up is very important, cool down is very important. Warm up, it elevates the body temperature, gets the blood flow into the muscles. Cool down is the opposite of that. It gradually decreases the amount of oxygen that you need, so that your blood pressure will come down and your pulse rate will come down. Implementing fitness activities, provide instructions on how to do them, the simplest of activities. Present a variety of activities, and fun is also important and a great ingredient to put in fitness activities. Games should be designed so that players are not out for a very long time. So if you have tag, make sure there is a way that they can be untagged so they can keep moving. Games and activity must fit each child's developmental level. Understand that is important. Older children develop fitness plans for themselves. It's a good idea. Younger children, you more than likely will have to design those programs. Fitness testing is required. Should emphasize health-related goals opposed to performance goals. Emphasize the role that physical activity has in each child. Create and design opportunities for that. The classroom teacher can play an important role in helping children remain healthy and fit. They serve as a positive role model, or should serve as a positive role model. They should engage their children in physical activity throughout the school. This is the end of Chapter 4, Part 2.